Yo, 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 welcome back to the Hulaham Hour. I'm Kurtis, and this is Nick. We're back in action. We apologize about last week. I'll explain that in a hot second. Let's kick it. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hulaham Hour. As I stated before in every episode, I'm Kurtis, that's Nick. It is August 27th, and this is episode 38. I'd like to our loyal Hulahammers, apologize for our absence last Wednesday, as I had all intentions of doing an episode when I was on vacation with my wife in Florida, but it was her birthday, and I felt too guilty. So smite me for that if you want. Anyways, Nick, how's it going this week, brother?
I will. Welcome to getting married. That's what married life is, fellas.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yeah. I had all the equipment and everything, and then I realized when it was like 8:30, and I was still at Disney Springs, it just wasn't going to happen. So, but hey, we're here, we're back, and we're live. So, yeah, let's get right to it. I got a draft tonight, so we're going to be speeding through this episode a little quicker than usual just because I'm probably going to end up being late to the draft. So, and I have the board, so they can't really start till I show up. So, with that being said, we went over all of our fantasy insides and outs. We've got all sorts of different episodes pertaining to, if you want to look back at our previous episodes on kickers, not punters, but defenses, quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, yada, yada, yada. We got those in your previous episodes, so check that out. Yeah, so I guess let's just get right into some headlines.
Relax.
Let's just get right into some headlines here. First off, biggest one, elephant in the room, Trey Hendrickson finally capped a deal with the Cincinnati Bengals. Looks like he's going to be making about $30 million. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah, on a one-year deal, which means next year he'll be a free agent. He ain't sticking around there. No way.
No, they're going to trade him before that.
You think so?
Well, you only sign a guy like that for a one-year deal unless you think you can get something for him.
Yeah, that's true. They might just trade him, but I still am optimistic that maybe the Lions will make a move for him, but I don't know. We'll have to.
They obviously don't believe he's the future because apparently once you hit 30 in the NFL, you're fucking old.
Yep, that's a fact.
And apparently you're decrepit.
Yep, that is facts. So, yeah, congrats to Trey Hendrickson, but hopefully, hopefully he gets traded to somebody that really wants him. That's all I've got to say on that. So, the Lions let Hendon Hooker go. That was a waste of a third-round pick. I've already seen that the Carolina Panthers picked him up for their practice squad, so it's where all quarterbacks go to revive their careers one day, right? Look at Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield,
They didn't revive it in Carolina.
No, but they went to Carolina and then revived it, so maybe Hendon Hooker will get a chance, and who knows.
As long as Tepper owns that team, they're fucked.
Yeah. Kenny Pickett got traded to the Raiders, so now the quarterback room for the Browns doesn't look as ridiculous because they released Tyler Huntley. They traded Kenny Pickett, so now they've got Joe Flacco at 1, Dylan Gabriel at 2, and Shedeur at 3. And I did read that, yes, Shedeur will dress, but he is an emergency third. Like, they almost would rather put out the punter to play quarterback than put his ass out there, which is kind of pathetic. But, hey, at least he made the cuts where his brother swung on somebody and got cut. What were your thoughts on that? That was ridiculous.
That was hilarious.
It was hilarious, yeah.
It was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
You're fighting for the 4 safety spot. Not one of the top 2. The 4 safety spot, and you're swinging on people? They don't need that shit.
No, get out. And he'll never play in the NFL again.
Yeah. Well, somebody else will sign him, and they'll cut him, and then another team will sign him.
Just be a giant purgatory circle.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Yep.
Obviously, he's not good.
Yeah, it's just the name. The name only carries so much weight for so long. It's 100% what it is.
That's why Shedeur's number 3.
Yep. Amen. A to the men.
Daddy.
All right, so still no movement with Micah Parsons in Dallas. I don't think there will be. Schottenheimer was supposed to meet with Micah Parsons for his actions on the sideline in one of the preseason games. But to be honest with you, what's the matter? What's the matter? The guy clearly doesn't want to play for you people. He just doesn't want to do it. So I just think they need to cut ties and move on. Yay. Yeah, Micah needs to move on from Dallas. I don't see a happy ending with that at all, but we'll find out, I guess. Jerry Jones is just too old and senile to really make a deal work there. So
I know. I just don't understand. The guy is one of the top 5 pass rushers in the last 5 years. Why in the fuck wouldn't you just pay him?
Drama. I'm sick of talking about Jerry Jones and his drama on this channel, but it just seems the most relevant thing. So,
but remember, he even said that. He goes, as long as we're in the news, we're doing well.
Yep. Yeah, which is absolutely crazy. So, yeah. Good luck, Micah. Hope you land somewhere where they want you. Commanders.
Than he is.
Yeah. Commanders Inc. Terry McLaurin finally to a 3-year, $96 million deal. I think that is entirely too much money for him, personally.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. I really do. I don't think he's that great. I really don't. I think he's a good receiver. I don't think he's 3 years, $96 million good. No way. No.
Look at his production. That team is not much on offense without him.
Well, I don't know.
The role he plays, I think he got what he was worth.
Well, we'll see, but I've just not been a fan of him since day one. So, but we'll see.
He hasn't had a quarterback.
Till last year, and he still did
Yeah, look at his numbers. Numbers don't lie.
Yeah, numbers can lie sometimes.
No, not really. People lie, numbers don't.
Yeah. Amari Cooper's back with Oakland, or Las Vegas, I guess now. I think he played for him back when they were Oakland before they became the Vegas Raiders. Not that he'll do anything because he's had a pretty stagnant few last years, but we'll see. There's actually a lot of players from the same draft class that are now back with their original teams that drafted them, like Adam Thielen's back with Minnesota, which I think is a great fit and somebody that will slide.
I fucking hate that, though.
Yeah, I do too. Because I don't want to see.
Go ahead.
I don't want to see the NFC North get any better, and Adam Thielen knows the Vikings. I mean, did he play for O'Connell?
Yeah, for 10 years. Well, he didn't play for him for 10, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, he was there for 10 years.
Yeah.
He knows that offense inside and out.
Yep. So, that's going to be interesting. I really don't. I don't. You know, it's great for Minnesota. Terrible as a Lions fan. Long and short of it. So, he brings a lot of good leadership skills to the building, whether he's actually playing productively or not. And really, JJ needed somebody else. I mean... They need somebody. Jordan Addison, is he suspended for a couple games to start the year?
Yeah, first 3 games.
Yeah, for 3 games. So definitely he can step up and be a really solid number 2 for a few weeks.
Well, what's he going to do after that? That's the real question.
To be honest with you, he thrived well when there was like Stephon Diggs, and when it was just a different scenario with different names in Minnesota, that's when Adam Thielen had the best years of his career.
I don't distragree. And even on Carolina, he was the number 1 target.
Yeah, he was. He just finds a way to get open.
Number 1 target.
He's probably like top 10 all time of running a slant route. He is really freaking good at that. And that's something like, yeah, you lose speed over time. You really don't lose your ability to cut like that over time, where he still is running that route better than almost everybody in the league. So good for them. So.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so
I was really sad to hear that.
Yeah. Let's see what other headlines do we got here? There's still a decent amount of free agents left. Like, there's a decent amount of defensive players left. I don't know. I'm just kind of shocked as to how many decent players there were still that are free agents, but.
Once you break 30, you're old to crap in the NFL anymore, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking wild to me.
Yep. So, yeah, on headlines, I guess, I think that kind of covers the majority of them in a pretty quick manner. But it was pretty rapid fire the last 2-3 days with that. Yeah, and I think they're down to their 53-man rosters, getting ready. You know, we got this weekend's coming up. This weekend kicks off college football. Really looking forward to Saturday. Super stoked up about that slate of games. I'm really excited to watch Lee Corso's last college game day as well. I think that's going to be very nostalgic for a lot of America. And
let's go blue.
Yeah, and go blue, dude. You know what I'm really excited about? Not to jump ship to college football here, but I'm really excited to watch the Michigan quarterback play. I forget his name, but that true
DJ
freshman.
Underwood.
Dude,
Number one.
I'm so pumped to watch him play. I'm very excited to see if he can actually do it. So that's going to be very exciting to watch.
I'm also very excited to watch Texas and Ohio State, just to see how they are.
Yes.
I don't really care about the game, but I'm excited to see how they play, how they're on defenses.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a great outlook for Michigan.
So flip it back to the NFL. Who was your standout player for the preseason for the Lions?
For the Lions, I would say Tesla.
Oh, dude, without a question.
I mean, that's why they traded Tim Patrick. He's filling that spot. I hope he continues to have good hands and be a big body.
I think he will, dude. He's got nothing but potential. I've liked him in college. I liked his film. I liked just the presence he brings. Wearing a jersey with his name on it to his pre-meeting with the team just takes a big set of nuts.
He's not a great route runner, but he is a big body.
Yeah.
Kind of like Tim Patrick, to be honest.
Yep, and we unloaded Tim Patrick. Where'd we trade him to? The Jags, I think.
Yeah, he's going to die.
Yeah, have fun down there with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, welcome in the heat where you're going to die.
Yeah. Oh, another headline here. Saints name, is it Spencer Rattler, their starting quarterback, over Tyler Shuck. What are your thoughts on that?
For 1 week.
Dumpster fire either way.
No, I actually don't think Tyler Shuck is a bad quarterback. Everybody says he's old. He's fucking 26.
I know. He just spent a lot of time in college.
Even if you get 10 years out of him. Yeah. Even if you get 10 years out of him, you're doing great.
Yeah.
That makes him 36. I don't know. I think they're being way too hard on him. Like, he's not Brandon Weeden at 28 coming out of the NFL.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I don't know. I just think they're being a little hard on him, and I think once they suck for the first 3 weeks, they'll have to make a change, and he'll be the starter.
Yeah, and, honestly, I feel this year the weakest division in the NFL is the NFC South by, like, a landslide.
You're not wrong on that.
It's just hard to – if the Bucs don't win that division, they really got to look themselves in the mirror because they should win that division by, like, 5 games. It's just no splitting hairs. And now if Atlanta decides to actually pull it together with the people they have on paper, which I still am not a believer that they're going to, maybe they'll give some competition. But I honestly could see, again, a team being 8-9 making the playoffs out of the NFC South. I
wouldn't be surprised. I think Penix does give them a better chance, though.
He does, but, it's like trading an orange for an apple that still has bruises on it. I don't know. I've never been a fan of Michael Penix. I think his release is slow. I think he's just an awkward left-handed quarterback. That's
slow. You're watching the wrong quarterback.
Everybody says it's quick. I don't see it. I just don't. I don't see it.
You're watching the wrong quarterback.
I am not. I am watching him. And hey, I would probably suck at football too if my last name was one letter away from being penis all the time. So
I think they'll be better with him this year.
Did you see them mess that up on one of the preseason games recently?
No.
Oh, dude, yeah. They put his name right on the screen, Michael Penis. Michael. That guy got fired very quickly. Probably faster than that guy got cut off the Lions for fumbling the opening Hall of Fame game kickoff.
Well, it's not very fun to be sued.
Nah, not very fun at all. But, you got it. He took it with a grain of salt and a big stride. You know what I mean? Took it like a man. I mean, he's probably been getting that his whole life, really. So that's what you either own it or you just let it kill you slowly. So he's owning it. I'll give it to him. Great job for that one. Okay, so we've got some preseason games to go over. I really liked what I saw from the Lions' good players that did play, but our backups are still atrocious. It's not looking great. I'm really optimistic that Dan Campbell can still pull it together, but if we get hurt again like we did last year, I just don't see a path forward. We just have probably the weakest backups in the NFL, which is a sad, sad statement.
10-7.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for this year. And I hate to say it, and even Dan Campbell came out, well, this is the deepest we've ever been. Not from what I've seen.
No, me either. I'm like the shallowest. We were deeper last year. I mean,
we're way worse if somebody gets hurt this year.
Yeah, for sure. Well, hopefully we stay healthy. Eat your goddamn Wheaties, drink your milk, stay out the nightclubs. Let's do this damn thing.
Yeah, don't get hit by 350-pound men.
But getting beat by the Texan backups 26-7 is kind of disheartening. I mean, it's just it's bad.
I don't even care about the preseason because honestly, most of these people in the preseason didn't make the 53-man roster.
Correct.
That's why I don't put too much in the preseason.
Yep. Yeah. So, with that being said, I'll just go over week 4 of the preseason here. I'm going to skip week 3 because, again, it's preseason. No one's really caring. But I'm going to burn through these preseason games and some scores, and then we'll move on to our last segment of we'll predict the NFC division predictions. And, I guess from there we'll just keep on keeping on. So we're not going to do week 1 predictions. I did state that earlier in the episode. We're not going to do week 1 predictions until next week because it'll be Wednesday, the day before opening night, which again is on Thursday, September 4th, between the Cowboys and the Eagles. And who loves to start their season with listening to Chris Collinsworth more than me? Nobody. Just kidding. I hate it. I'm going to put it on mute probably the whole game.
But I do want to know your thoughts on the Cleveland fucking QB room. Really, what do you think about Shedeur 3, Gabriel 2, Flacco 1?
That's where it should be. I mean,
I agree.
I knew Tyler Huntley wasn't going to work. I knew Tyler Huntley was strictly brought in probably just as like, all right, guys, we can go get other people.
Just to push him.
Yep. And then I also do think, though, that Shedeur's first game, stellar. Shedeur's second game, shit. Did they have something potentially with him? Maybe. But it's going to be a lot of time before he's going to be up there. Now, can I see Joe Flacco coming in and going 2-2 and them looking at Dylan Gabriel to possibly start? Yep. Do I see Shedeur Sanders starting a football game for the Browns this season? Only if Joe and Dylan get hurt. 100%. That is the only way
I wonder, though, is what are these coaches seeing that we're not? Because he came out of college as big hype and everything, just like Justin Fields. $40 million contract, but all these coaches were willing to trade him, willing to let him go. What are they seeing that we're not?
Yeah, apparently there's something there.
I mean, there's something that's just not NFL ready.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. I would love to know what it is, but I would love to talk to some of these coaches and be like, what are you seeing that we're not at practice every day? Your everyday regulation.
What are you talking about? I see everything.
Yeah.
It's my impression of Browns coach, QB room. Is Ray Charles. Okay. Yeah, so
Stefanski is a good quarterback coach.
Yeah.
Normally.
We'll see. Okay, so again, here we go. Steelers knocked out the Panthers 19-10. The Giants dropped the 42 spot, which is honestly impressive to put up 6 touchdowns in a preseason game, dude. Like, kudos to the Giants. Beat the Patriots 42-10. Eagles beat the Jets 19-17. Cowboys beat the Falcons 31-13. I almost wonder if the Cowboys backups played the starters if they'd beat them. I'm almost like convinced they might. Vikings fell to the Titans 23-13. Bears beat the Chiefs. Woo! 29-27. Anytime the Chiefs lose, I don't give a shit. It's a friggin' win. I love that the ESPN puts out this documentary with the Chiefs. Like, well, everyone used to love us, and now everyone hates us. Well, maybe if you guys weren't just complete fags all the time, have this conversation. I don't know.
I just need to buy another 15 jersey with the ref's fucking outlook on it.
Yeah. Ravens took it to the Commanders 30-3. I think the Ravens and the Giants and one other team were only 3 teams to go undefeated in the preseason, which again I know means nothing, but still impressive that your backups are that good. Broncos beat the Saints 28-19. Rams fell to the Browns 19-17. Colts put up a 41 spot against the Bengals 41-14. Lions fell to the Texans 26-7. The Seahawks fell to the Packers 20-7. The Dolphins beat the Jags in such a amazingly shitty game, 14-6. The Bills beat the Bucs 23-19. The Chargers fell to the Niners 30-23, and the Raiders also fell to the Cardinals 22-10. Whew, that was fun. All right, so with that being said, that wraps up our preseason talk, which means the only thing we have left going forward is regular season football. I'm so excited. There is something in the air this year. I don't know what it is, but I'm just more excited this year than I ever have been in my entire life for not only this NFL season, but for fantasy football as well. As I stated earlier, I have my first draft tonight, kicking off in like an hour. Going to be a miracle if I make it on time. And then we have our 2 drafts on Thursday and Friday. This year we're not going to do it due to just time on my hands to make this happen, but definitely can see next year a little montage of clips from our drafts. I just am not going to have time this year to make that happen. So, but we will definitely fill you in. We'll be going over some draft grades after our drafts for next week. That'll be one of my things to go over is our league's draft grades, which we already know. Ian, I'm just giving you your Fs now, so just take that or leave it. But, okay. So, with that being said, as I said, we're going to preview week 1 next week. So, we're going to get into our NFC division predictions. So,
I still am curious your thoughts on the Giants quarterback situation. How long do you think it'll take before they start Jackson Dart?
3 games.
You think so?
3 games. They're going to let Russell play 2. He'll go 0-2. They're going to let – you want to know another thing? Okay, I'll finish what I said, and then I'll tell you. They'll let Jameis Winston throw 1 game, and he'll throw 5 picks, and then they'll give it to Jackson. I'm going to give it week 4. Jackson Dart will be starting for the New York Giants. I also did read a thing, which is I never really thought about this. Malik Neighbors is the best wide receiver Russell Wilson has ever had to throw to, which is kind of nuts, considering that he's a Super Bowl champion. Had a pretty good career up until the last 3-4 years. Just kind of nuts to think about. But, yeah, I give it week 4. Russell Wilson's career will be finished, and Jackson Dart will be the new face of the New York Giants.
So you're literally putting Malik Neighbors on proven DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Doug Baldwin, all these guys that proved themselves.
I'm not saying this. I'm just saying I read that, and it's kind of just something to think about.
That's crazy.
It is. It is. Maybe he will end up being better than DK, and we might see the fall of DK's career, dude. I mean, honestly, because if him and Rodgers don't make some chemistry, and Rodgers don't want to throw him the ball, you're going to see the diva that DK really can be.
DK is just going to fight him.
Yeah.
He's
imagine just beating him to a bloody pulp on the sideline. Oh God.
He might. I wouldn't put it across DK.
Watch your back. Hide your wife. Hide your kids.
Yeah.
DK's coming for you. Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest with you.
Okay, so let's get into these NFC division predictions. So we got the NFC East. Who you got? Why?
NFC East?
Yep.
It's got to be Philly again.
Yeah.
I think the Commanders fell down. I think they lost a lot of people. I don't think they're going to be what they were last year. I think Dallas, as long as they have Jerry Jones, they're going to suck.
Yep.
I mean, that's just – Jerry Jones is an idiot. He's one of the smartest idiots in the world.
Yeah, that's very true.
I don't know how else to put that. The guy's a business genius. He makes billions, but he shouldn't be running a team.
No, not at all. So it's hard to bet against Philly. They did clear out their defense, though. That's going to be a big question mark. The Commanders had their drama with, Terry McLaurin and shit, and then they cut another running back, and there's just a lot going on. And there's the such thing as the sophomore slump, Mr. Jaden Daniels, that, optimistically thinking you won't hit with the way you played last season, but it's a thing. Look it up, people. I'll give it to Philly. I think Philly will go like 11-6, maybe 12-5 at the best. I don't think they're going to have the season that they had last year by any means, but they'll still be decent. So,
dude, we sit here and talk shit, but they know how to rebuild. They trade everybody away every year, and they seem to have the system that seems to have figured out. So
Yep.
week 6, we're going to be sitting here saying they're shit. In week 12, we're not going to be saying that.
Yeah. Yeah, I do remember last year Cody talking to us about how he kept saying, "Oh, the Eagles scare me, the Eagles scare me, the Eagles scare me," and then they win the Super Bowl. So, hey, Cody, who scares you this year, bud?
Sirianni, I wouldn't have been surprised if they fired him by week 6, and then he wins the fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's real hard to fire.
Oh, Nick. Do. So, anyways, while we're waiting for Nick to get back, I'll start off with my NFC North prediction. It definitely is going to be the Lions. I got to see what happened to Nick here. He is just MIA. So, yeah, and I don't feel like doing any editing because I don't have time today. So we're just going to have to wait for him to get back here. There he is. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Nick Hooley is back. Yeah, woo! Anyways, okay, yeah, so moving on. NFC North, I think we both know we're going to take the Lions. As you stated before, you're saying 10-7. I'm going to say 11-6. I think they still got it in them. I think Dan Campbell still has the squad if they can stay healthy, navigate through having new offensive and defensive coordinators. They'll do okay. Thoughts?
Well, I want to hear what your second, third, and fourth place are before I make a comment.
So I'm going to say second, I'll give it to Green Bay. Third, I'll give it to the Vikings, and the Chicago Bears are going to be fourth.
See, I got that flip-flop. I think Green Bay is going to be second, and I think the Bears are actually going to come out. But to me, this is a real, actual noticeable year. Ben Johnson's going to open Caleb Williams up. They're going to find out real quick whether he's the guy or not.
Oh, they will. They really will.
He's either going to succeed or he's going to fail, and he's going to be gone by the end of the year.
Yep. Yeah, then the Bears are going to be in the same shitty cycle that they've been in for the last 20 years, dude. It's just a proven fact that the Bears just do not organizationally know how the fuck to run a football team. It's just good luck. Except for you, Ben Johnson. I hope you crash and burn. Okay. NFC South. I think I mentioned before, I really do feel that Tampa Bay, this is their division to lose. They really are going to have to try very hard to not win this division. So I'm going to take them. And again, I'm going to put them at like 8-9 winning the division. What do you got?
I got Atlanta, honestly. Depending on Michael Penix. If he shows out like he did in the last couple of games he did at the end of the year, I think they're going to be better than fucking Tampa.
We'll find out. We will find out. New Orleans and Carolina have zero chance to win this division. Sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. That's just facts.
New Orleans should just rehire Drew Brees at 45 years old.
Yeah.
They'd be better off.
Yeah.
Let Tyler Show be 27 next year. It's okay.
Yeah. All right. Wrapping up our football talk for this week. NFC West. Who you got and why?
Depends on Stafford.
He should be back and healthy.
Yeah, but a back injury, it only takes you wake up the wrong way, get hit the wrong way. That's what scares me about that. I think LA is the best team.
Yeah, I would agree. San Francisco's up there, but I'm just still not a believer in Brock Purdy. Still hasn't proven to me that he's their quarterback. And Seattle is a complete question mark. They got just everything new. New wide receivers, new quarterback room. The only thing they really retained were their coaches and their running backs. That's about it. Everything else is fairly new there. So, and the Cardinals, Kyler Murray, I think this might be a put up or shut up year for him, honestly. He's been in the league long enough. He should be having some winning seasons. He hasn't. He's been hurt. And he's got weapons around him to be successful. And it's like, in my opinion, it's sink or swim time for Kyler. Big time. But
to me, I hate to say it, but the short quarterback thing comes up a lot.
It does.
And Russell was one of the very few that won a Super Bowl that short. They can't see over the line, and Kyler really hasn't been able to do it.
Yep.
I don't think he's a bad player. Well, if you can't see, you can't see.
Yep. But I'll take the Rams at 9-7 to win this division. 9-8. 9-8. Excuse me. Okay. So right at the half an hour mark today. That's going to wrap up our football talk, unless you got anything else on the football front this week, bro.
Well, in Stafford, it kills me to see it, but dude, he played for us, damaged, absolutely injured, like broken ribs.
Yep.
So I find it hard to believe he'll miss any games, but he
Could
is
be his last year,
37
too.
now. He is 37.
Could be his last year.
I think it'll absolutely be his last year.
Yeah. Well, time will tell. Okay. So with that being said, we're going to be moving on. Again, we kind of covered on college football. We don't have much to talk about till after this weekend, but next week's episode will be jam-packed full of some college football talk. So ladies and gentlemen, buckle your seatbelts in because it's about to be football season. I'm so excited. All right. So I unfortunately did not get to watch much of the golf over the weekend. I did get to catch some of Sunday's PGA Tour Championship action. Congratulations to Mr. Tommy Fleetwood, not only getting your first ever PGA Tour victory, but it just so happened to be the biggest purse and the FedEx Tour Cup and the whole 9 friggin' yards. So congratulations to Tommy Fleetwood. Totally unbelievable, for him to do that. I think I seen a thing that said it was somebody acting like they were Tommy Fleetwood being interviewed, and they're like, Scotty Scheffler might be the number 1 golfer right now in the world, but I have something that he doesn't. I've been ranked number 2 the longest. I've been ranked I was the highest ranked player without winning an event. That's what it was. I was the highest ranked player for the longest amount of time without winning an event, and he's right. And I thought that was really funny.
He's ranked 11 in the World Cup.
Yeah. So, yeah. But anyways,
it was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was honestly kind of ironic. 30 top 5 finishes, 10 runner-ups. I mean, he was due.
Yeah. Due and then some.
And then he made $10 million doing it and that. So, good for you.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, and then... yeah, and Scotty won the BMW, which I kind of thought he was going to carry his momentum from that into that. The most impressive thing I thought was he won that tournament without his regular caddy. His regular caddy had some family issues going on at home. I think it was something like his son or something was ill, or his cousin.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was, but I seems to be doing okay, and he's back with him again. But, he did that without with his regular caddy, which is very impressive. So that is going to wrap up our PGA season for this year. We've got the PGA Fall. I don't think we're going to be covering too much. When the PGA Fall comes to a conclusion, we might tell you who kept their card, who lost their card, so on and so forth. And then we'll be getting into some TGL action here in the next few months as well. So stay tuned for that. So, Nick, I know you did say you caught a decent amount of the LIV Golf. Fill us in on it, man.
Dude, honestly, it was the first time I ever seen their team championship, and it was honestly phenomenal.
Yeah.
Watching John Rahm go against Bryson DeChambeau, it was just absolutely fun to watch. I mean, and them two guys, Rahm parred out, they go to a playoff. Each captain picks 2 people. He picked Terrell Hatton and to play with him, and Bryson picked Paul Casey. And it was absolutely one of the most fun things I got to watch. You're shooting your own ball. It's not best ball. It was just fun.
Now, was this the new format, or was this the old one and they're changing it for next year?
I honestly am not sure on that.
Okay.
This is the first time I've watched the team championship.
They might be making some changes, but I also did read that next season that they voted to do away with shorts, which I think is stupid. They're the laid-back league. You know what I'm saying? I just am, it's shorts, dude. It's golf. Like, it's fucking hot out there. Like, I just don't understand. I wear pants the majority of the time when I golf. That's not my qualm here. It's just what I feel comfortable playing in. But some guys want to wear shorts. Let them wear freaking shorts, dude.
I still don't understand that to this day. If you're playing in Texas in 100 degrees, why do you have an issue with it?
Yeah, there is an asterisk in that rule in the PGA book that states that if the weather does become like threatening for like heat stroke and stuff, that they can override the rule and state that they are allowed to wear shorts. I've never seen that happen. They've played in 110 before, and they've just been like, sit and spin, baby.
It's not like these guys are wearing Nike, basketball shorts. They're wearing fucking golf clothes.
Yeah, they're wearing like PGA brand or their own brand shorts. Yeah.
I don't understand why that would ever be an issue. I'd prefer for my players not to have a heat stroke.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, and that's going to wrap up. So, Legion, whatever, John Rahm's team, they won the LIV Cup then? Good for you
they won
guys.
the team championship.
And then
John Rahm lost the individual to Joaquin Neiman last week.
Okay, gotcha.
In the playoff.
Gotcha. Okay, that's what I was curious about. It was inevitable that Joaquin was going to win that. I mean, the dude's just won like 6 times, and he's just on it. He's on fire, man. So good for him.
That was the first question they had for John Rahm. It was honestly freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
They're like, so how does it feel to actually win in a playoff after losing the individual last week? He's like, really? It feels pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, that's going to wrap up our golf season, which is crazy that we have figured out a formula to be able to have stuff to talk about all year round. I'm very impressed with this, Nick. Yeah, okay. Real quick, just going to touch on baseball because it's still going on. And Tigers are 9.5 games up, sitting at 78 and 56. They're not the best team in ball anymore, but they're still playing decent. I mean, they're playing just as good as they have been. Still a lock so far to win the American League Central. Really optimistic that they'll do that. And, clearly as it gets into playoffs and stuff again, we will be covering baseball playoffs going forward, and it will be a little bit more in-depth once the playoffs come. But it's really hard to talk about a 162-game season once a week. So, yeah, I know we threw a lot at you in a very short amount of time, and that is all on me again. I will take the blame from last week. I will take the blame again on this week. But next week, we will have a jam-packed episode with predictions for Week 1, our fantasy recap and everything. We will definitely have a full-blown Hulaham hour coming up next week. So, Nick, you got anything else for the people this week?
No, get to your draft.
All right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Kurtis. That's Nick. We are the Hulaham Hour. And with that, we are Hulaham out.